Police are considering portable fingerprint machines for the field so they can verify a person's identity. Well, as you know, fire, the big story this evening, all around the state, fires burning, winds pushing those fires. I know you've been in the Weather Center tracking this stuff.
I've been in the Weather Center tracking it so much that I forgot that I was supposed to be here with you.
But it's happening right now, a lot going on.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. Fire danger is still going to remain very high, and our fire problems may be just beginning. Let's go ahead and start with this, though. More shots from that fire in Ruidoso. And looking back, overall, Dean, this is good news in the respect that how quickly they got on top of this fire, because this thing could have been absolutely horrible.
They've jumped on some of these blazes.
Yeah. And we don't mean to minimize the fact we lost 8 homes. That just shows you how quickly this thing went and how bad it was in the short time that it burned. But crews got on this very quickly, dropping the retardant on it very quickly as well. So that was a key getting this whole deal done. And we'll explain why Ruidoso is so uniquely positioned to have huge problems with fire danger here and major league fires in just 1 second. 87 degrees in the metro right now. West winds at 20 miles an hour. Relative humidity very low at 4%. Across the north, temperatures in the 70s and 80s. Down to the south, still very warm. 96 in Carlsbad, 91 in Roswell, 88 in Las Cruces. This reading from Hobbs is from a couple hours ago. As far as what's going on right now, wind-wise, still a factor. 20 miles an hour here in the metro, 22 Socorro, 20 in Gallup, 21 Ruidoso, 12 in Roswell. Wind gusts across the western side of the state continue to be a pretty big deal. These will die down later on tonight. Tomorrow, not as windy as we were today, thankfully. Problem is, into the weekend, it comes back again for us. Cold front stretching all across Colorado and back into Utah right now. It's not going to be a big factor in New Mexico, unfortunately. So as this system exits the state, we get a little break from those gusty winds, but then there's another one heading in our direction. So what we're essentially seeing here is a series of storms that are passing well to the north, but they're getting close enough to create that pressure gradient, tightening things up and creating the wind across the area. So tomorrow we get a little break, but another one drops down in time for Saturday, so the winds return across the area for us, and that means about 4 different things for us fire danger wise across the state here. Because of the increased winds, we will see likely more fire activity out there. Wind gusts to 50 miles an hour as we head into the weekend. We've got that exceptional drought already in place. We've got temperatures well over 100 degrees in many parts of the state and humidity levels below 10%. So for just about everybody, we're talking about some real fire danger problems here. But there's probably one place where it's worse than everywhere else, or at least as bad as it is anywhere, and that's Ruidoso. Let's look at these numbers, and they're actually really scary. Ruidoso precip for this year, 0.59 inches. Usually, they would expect to get about 6.5 inches. That's less than 10% of average here. And when you stack that on top of the fact that we have unlimited fuel that tends to surround these homes that are built right in the middle of the woods, and the terrible fire weather that we've had in place, places like Ruidoso and even Cloudcroft are really susceptible to these big-time fires that can move extremely quickly. Now, as you go a little farther to the north, snow melted not so long ago, so the danger isn't quite as bad there, but it will get that bad across the northern mountains as well if we don't get some help in the form of a whole lot of rain. 89 in Farmington, 90 in Cuba, and 85 in Grants for tomorrow. Sunny and breezy, wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour. Your Durango and Farmington extended's pretty quiet across the board. Got a chance at some showers into next week. South and west, temperatures here, high 90s, right around triple digits. Lordsburg, Deming, and Las Cruces. Southwest winds up to 40 miles an hour tomorrow. Even stronger over the weekend with no hint of getting any sort of rain. Over to the southeast, the extreme heat here continues. We've had 10 days in a row in Roswell over or at 100 degrees. You're going to have at least 4 more with wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour tomorrow. Likely going to 45 miles an hour Saturday into Sunday. North and east, temperatures here in the 80s and 90s. Hot and windy with those southwest winds gusting to about 40 miles an hour. Chance of showers will return to the forecast in the northeast, but probably not until the middle part of next week. Northern mountains, 70s and 80s, even some 90s around Espanola. Sunny and warm. Winds won't be a huge factor tomorrow. They will be by Saturday into Sunday. Down into the east mountains, temperatures here 80s and 90s. Out to Moriarty and Edgewood, high 80s, low 90s as well. And finally, right here in the metro, low 90s to mid 90s into the valley, maybe some high 90s around Belen. We will see those winds back again Saturday into Sunday. So, Dean, not a good setup for us.
Hope for those rains to show up.
We need them badly, and there's not a sign that any consistent rain is headed our way, though.
Yeah. All right, Mark, thank you.
You bet.
Up next, it is getting worse. Accidents caused by